Hey guys, so today's video I'm going to talk about two new pairs of boots that I'm going to use to replace my Red Wings. Really, one pair is going to replace the Red Wings as like my main duty work boots, but I decided to get a second pair because I kind of liked them. I thought they'd be useful, you know, and we'll go over that in a little while. And before we continue in this video, I want to apologize if my thoughts are kind of all over the place. I'm just, really excited about these boots. They're both made in America, which I'm sure I'll repeat that 4 or 5 times throughout this video, but without further ado, let's get started here. So first we'll go over the work boots that I plan to use as just my general duty everyday work boots. And the brand of both these boots are Thorogood. And I'll show you this label right here if you're interested. I will leave a link in the description below if you are interested in purchasing these. I got them through Amazon. Really reasonable deal if you ask me. I can't quote you exactly, but I think I only paid maybe 140, 150 bucks for a pair of boots that are made in America. I think that's great in itself. And these are the boots right here. And I know what you're probably thinking. You're looking at these and you're looking at the bottom. Like, that's white. That's not normal. And at first, I was kind of thinking too, wow, that does look kind of strange. But the more I looked at them, the more I kind of started to realize, that's actually pretty cool. They got like that vintage look to them. When I look at a guy in the store and I know he's a working man and I see his boots, they're kind of like the normal brown leather, or they're the Timberlands, kind of like lighter leather. They're nothing really to spur a conversation, but if you walk into the store with these, granted they probably are going to get dirty over time, this is something that I definitely wouldn't mind having a conversation about. Hey, look at those boots, they're pretty cool. Of course, not that awkward, but just cool conversation piece if you ask me. So yeah, where to start here? There's a couple things that I really like about these boots compared to my old lager boots. And first, and I think most importantly, is obviously going to be the heel. With the lager boots, I had a very small, narrow heel, which gave my ankle a tendency to roll. But with these, I have a nice wide, flat heel, so it's going to be very stable on the ground. Every time I go to take a step, I feel like that's definitely going to create a more stable environment for my ankle. Additionally, with the lager boots, you had that heel was very pointy. I guess pointy is the right word. It wasn't like a pencil point, but the surface area it covered was only probably 2 inches by 2 inches. With this, my whole foot is spread out throughout the length of the shoe, therefore exerting less force throughout the ground. So I'll leave a lighter footprint, actually quite literally, which I think that will be beneficial, especially if any kind of landscaping does less damage to your grass and stuff like that. On the bottom here, it's just saying that this is a slip resistant, oil resistant. This actually says made in the USA down here, which I think that's pretty cool. Made into the actual, I don't know what the proper term for this is. The grip? There definitely is a proper name for this, but I just can't think of it right now. But yeah. Another thing that I like about this is commonly when you're wearing work boots and you're doing landscaping or something like that, sometimes you may take your foot and you may kick something. And with the bottom of these boots, if you look, it extends past the leather by like a 1/4 inch. So that way you're doing less damage to your leather when you absolutely have to kick something. With my old pair of boots, I didn't really note upon it, but the leather was more in line with this bottom part of the boot, so every time I went to kick something, it really dug right into the leather and it caused some damage to the leather. Additionally, while we're on the front toe part of this boot, something that I like about this that is pretty unique is it's got, I believe, what they refer to as this moccasin type pattern stitching in here. And I actually think this is going to be more beneficial to me. Something that I have a problem with, and I'm sure many of you that have a problem with work boots too, is if you have a single piece of leather in here, in order for them to get that leather kind of contoured to that front toe of the boot, it stretches it out and it seems like it punctures more easy and it damages easilier. I know that's not proper English, but I think you understand the point that I'm trying to get across to you. but it's definitely easier for you to score the leather because it's stretched, it's more fragile. So the cool thing about this moccasin formation of this boot is you have one piece that wraps around, which follows that contour, and then you have another piece on top that's flat. And I think over time this leather is going to hold up a lot better because it was never forced to follow these kind of crazy circular contours. So that's kind of the main reason why I chose to do this moccasin type as opposed to this one piece, because they do offer like the one piece of leather in the front too, but I think it looks cool too, but I think it's definitely going to be more beneficial towards the future. Stitching on this boot is second to none. Triple stitching along the seam here, double stitching all the way along the top here. All the hardware for the laces seems stout. On the inside of the boot right here, made in the USA. It also does say, I might as well say that it is made in the USA with domestic and globally sourced components, so I wouldn't doubt that some of these pieces of hardware were made in China. I don't know about the leather. It could be outsourced from another country, but you know, it's made in the USA, so it's getting hard to find things that are completely sourced and manufactured in the USA, but at least I'm trying. You gotta try. Has the brand of the boot burned into the leather on the side there. Additionally, it has an American flag. It says USA, which I think that's a very nice touch. Unfortunately, it's probably going to get very dirty in the future. Laces, nothing special. I think I got a pair of leather laces hanging around that I think I might throw leather laces on here because I kind of like the leather laces. Another thing that I want to mention is with my old pair of logging boots, they had a liner on the inside. Not an insulation layer, but it was just like a cloth liner. These are unfinished, it's just straight leather on the inside, which honestly I kind of like that. The issue with the old pair of boots, the Red Wing boots that I had, that liner, it eventually broke down where my heel rubs in the back here, and that eventually caused it very uncomfortable for my foot to be in that boot. You know, I always had to reposition and get myself comfortable. So it's not like I could just pull the whole liner out in the old boot, but I do like that this is unfinished. What do we got in the bottom here? I might as well take this out. So I believe this part is called the sole, or whatever you rest your foot on. I think it's called the sole, or the insert, boot insert. It says Thorogood on it, and additionally, it does say made in the USA right there. Shock absorbent system. Kind of a cool thing about this yellow part is kind of sticky, so is this part. Not like it's glued, but kind of like, I don't know if you ever put your money in one of those toy dispenser machines at like the supermarket and you get like those sticky things that kids like to play with. Well, I play with them every now and then. I'm a kid too, right? But that's kind of what it feels like, so I'd imagine that resists from sliding around. And in the bottom, everything looks real nice. And I'm very happy with that. So that's pretty much all I have to say about these boots. So again, these are my main pair of work boots. Haven't got a chance to lace them up because I think I'm going to go with the leather laces on these, but really nice vintage look. It seems like a lot of the components are made in the USA. Can't say that for everything. Stitching's real nice. And yeah. Excited to try these out and see how they do, but as for right now, I'm very happy with these. Alright, now, so without further ado, we're going to go over the second pair of boots that I purchased. And the reason that I initially purchased them was for wildland firefighting or brush fires. They are NFPA rated boots. However, we really haven't had a lot of brush fires in my area. I am a volunteer firefighter in the area, for those of you that didn't know. And I've kept them really clean because I haven't really used them for their, main purpose. So they've really become more of kind of a walk around town kind of dress boot. And yeah, I think you're gonna be questioning me in a minute here when I show them to you. But anyway, I have a piece of artwork that I saved from the box that they came in because I thought it looked pretty cool. Hellfire, NFPA certified. Again, they are Thorogood boots. And of course, made in America. So you ready for this? Look at these. They look pretty badass, don't they? Not to toot my own horn, but honestly, I think they look pretty badass. Black leather with those brass pieces of hardware. So yeah, I know the first thing you're going to be saying is, those are logger boots. You said you're done with them. Well, I said I was done with them for work-related purposes, meaning like landscaping and stuff like that. But when you're fighting brush, or when you're doing brush fires around here, there are a lot of high mountains, so I feel like the heel actually will be beneficial. Additionally, I believe these are 9 or 10-inch boots, so they do offer more ankle roll protection. And everything's still flat on these. It's not like my other boots where this heel was rounded out, but I don't have to explain myself to you guys. You know they look pretty cool, or at least in my opinion, they look pretty cool. So let's go over them a little bit. You have some crazy tread patterns on the bottom, like really thick stuff. I think that looks pretty nasty. Really don't have a whole lot to say about them. They're just awesome boots. Again, black leather, triple stitch, really nice brass hardware. Come with these nice black laces, but they also did come with a second set of leather laces for those of you that prefer leather laces like me. I haven't put them on there yet. I kind of like the black look. I might stick with that for now. One thing that I also really like about these boots is they have this, which this is a false tongue. Let me show you my old pair of boots and why you should have a false tongue. Now, if you look at my old Red Wings, look at the, I believe this is called the tongue of the boot. You can see that those laces really dug into that leather and they damaged it. So the idea, or the ideology behind a false tongue is it's basically a sacrificial piece of leather, meaning that this false tongue will come out and you can replace it as you need to, which is normally, you know, you normally only need one for the lifespan of the boot, but that protects the actual tongue behind the false tongue, so it protects this piece of leather. And additionally, what I've come to find is it also helps distribute the tension and forces of the laces throughout the tip of your foot and ankle area, so you don't feel exactly where the laces are. You know, the tension is dispersed throughout your foot. So that's a really nice feature about that. Ow, kind of hurt slamming my hand in the table there. But yeah, really nice pair of boots. Again, they're unfinished on the inside. Nothing really special about the soles in there. It's all around awesome boot, if you ask me. Just like mean business. Yeah, really don't have too much more to say about them, but these are the two latest pairs of boots that I've added to my boot collection. God, it's kind of like I'm becoming a girl, right? Shoe obsession. But both of these have purposes. Firefighting and more dress leisure activities, and these are just straight work boots. So, and they also look cool. Both of them look cool. I mean, compared to your conventional brown work boot, like I said earlier. So I think that'll conclude this video. If you guys like this video, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. I'm definitely going to post a link for these in the description if you're interested in purchasing these. I'll see if I can find a link for these somewhere. If I can't, I'll try and get you information in the description on their exact make and model. Well, of course, they're Thorogood, but I'll try and find the exact model. And that sums up this video. Additionally, if you like this channel and you like the videos that you've seen, I'd appreciate if you hit that subscribe button